Well, good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Bakersfield Business Partners podcast. My name is Duncan Harris. I'm the owner of Insurance Savings Group and past president of Bakersfield Business Partners, which is a BNI chapter here in Bakersfield, California. We meet Tuesday mornings and we're helping our members grow through referrals, but also through education and relationships. So we have the best group in town. Everyone knows that. It's undisputed at this point. And the reason why is because we have the best members. So we started a podcast and we're interviewing everyone in the group. And today we have Andrew with us. Andrew Wardlaw, is that correct?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
You did. Wardlaw.
Wardlaw? It sounds like you should have been a sheriff or something, or a prison warden.
A warden of the law. It says, I don't know why people can't say my last name, but it's exactly how it's spelled. Wardlaw.
Wardlaw. I think it makes people nervous, like the criminals, you know. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks for being a part of the group. So, tell us who you're with, what you do, really quick.
So, real quick, I am with Ewing Outdoor Supply.
Okay.
I'm an account manager. So, work with outside sales, catering to landscape contractors, high school districts, the Bakersfield city. Anyone that has any need for irrigation materials or landscape materials is who we cater to.
Kind of a good client for you guys. So how long have you been with Ewing?
I have only been with Ewing since March the 13th of this year, 2023. Yeah.
So pretty new, right?
Pretty new,
but
yes.
You're making good progress there. So I think this is interesting. Let's go back a couple years, right? Tell me what you were doing a couple years ago and where you were at and how you got to be out here in Bakersfield working for Ewing. Tell us that story.
Yeah, so that's an interesting story. 2 years ago, I was running my own landscape business. I owned a landscape business for 20 years. And last year, kind of at the height of COVID and where I was working myself to death because we were so busy, and also my numbers were through the roof, I saw it as an opportunity to sell and go on to do something else. So I sold the business last year. But that business was in Georgia, which is the interesting part. So
where at in Georgia?
So it's a town called Rome. It's 1 hour north of Atlanta. It's kind of right in the middle between Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Atlanta. You can drive an hour north, be in Chattanooga, or drive an hour south and be in Atlanta. Kind of a small town, about 155,000 to 200,000 people.
Yeah.
In the city limits, if you count the county and all the surrounding areas, probably 550, 600,000 people. So very similar in size to Bakersfield.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So it has a lot of the same vibe, same small town feel. But my wife, she's in IT, and she was working at a private boarding school and had a lot to do with that particular school becoming what they call an Apple Distinguished School, or getting certified through Apple. And through that process, she had met a lot of corporate folks at Apple. And last November, she got an email with a job offer to come work for Apple in Bakersfield. So she assists the Bakersfield City School District because they just, switched everything over to Apple products. So she got that offer, and she's like, I just got an offer from Apple. And I was like, that's awesome, And
you said, awesome, bye. Have fun in California.
No, I thought, I'm thinking it's Atlanta, and I was like, that's great. And she's like, there's one problem. And it's like, it's in Bakersfield, California. And I said, well.
You had to open up Google Maps, huh?
Yeah. I don't know where Bakersfield is.
Yeah.
I said, well, it's
the home of corn, Buck Owens. Come on.
Merle Haggard.
Okay.
Yeah. I found out a lot about Bakersfield when I searched it up. But
so you're here now. You guys made the move. I assume your wife's working for Apple out here. I mean, that is a big life change for you guys. But you had a passion or had a heart for landscaping. Gosh, going back at least 20 years. I mean, what kind of brought you into the industry?
It's the only job I've ever had. I was homeschooled. I started working for a small lawn care company when I was 15 years old. I did my school at night. I worked for them for a year, year and a half, and they like promoted me to a crew supervisor. I was 16 years old, and I was responsible for 65 accounts that I mowed every week.
Right.
Had two guys working for me. One of them was like 20 something, or early 30s. Another guy was like in his 50s, and so it was weird, being in charge of a crew, twice as old as me. And but did that for 6 years, and I was like, I'm just gonna start my own company. So when I was 21, started my own business and did it for 20 years. We started off just being a mow, blow, and go, and then I, started learning how to do irrigation. Started learning how to do pavers, build retaining walls, artificial turf, and by probably the last 6 years of the business, we were just a full-blown, outdoor living with swimming pools, paver patios, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces.
Wow.
We'd build pergolas, pavilions. So it was, it was pretty cool, the stuff that I got to build.
That's a cool progression. I mean, I love to hear that. Definitely shows like growth mindset. I mean, sounds like you came in at 16. You were just like, it sounds like you've always had a good work ethic. I mean, if they put you on this crew and you were leading it at 16.
Well, I owe that to my father. My father was, paid his way through college working on a farm.
Yeah.
And I mean, would get up before the sun and go down after this, go to bed after the sun. I mean, I owe that to him, that where I got my work ethic. So,
well, that's cool. So tell me, I mean, you must be able to carry a lot of these skills and experiences into your current job with Ewing. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
guys come in, maybe they're gardeners or landscapers, and they're needing to buy pipes and different things. And it's probably easy for you to say, yeah, here's what you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very easy. Instead of installing all the stuff, I'm on the other side of the counter just selling it. So it's a lot of the same, same atmosphere, same. I get to go to job sites. I'm out in the field. I get to talk the talk. I love teaching people. Since I've been here, Ewing has allowed me to teach an artificial turf class, a class on pavers. We're coming up. We're doing one on outdoor kitchen construction.
Cool. Can anyone attend these?
It's geared more towards the landscape contractor.
Like the contractors? Okay.
But I mean, anyone who wants to sign up can certainly sign up and come. They're totally free. You just have to sign up, and we provide lunch for the class as well. So the one we haven't set the date for the one for the kitchen, but it's going to be towards the end of October.
Okay.
And then the lighting, we're going to have a lighting class, and that's going to be probably after the first of the year.
Okay.
So
awesome, man. So let's dive into Ewing's story a little bit. Like, tell me a little bit about the company, if you could, and maybe at the end, maybe try and distinguish like what makes the company different, maybe from your competitors.
Yeah. So Ewing is, and I'm still learning a lot about the company since I'm only here since March, but Ewing is the largest family-owned landscape supply company in America. There's three big players in the game. The other two are publicly traded. Ewing is family owned. So the Doug York is the owner. It's now in its fourth generation of family members. And, he looks out for the customer, whereas our competitors have a whole bunch of people at the top telling them what to do. And, so when the owner of a company is making decisions, for the future of Ewing, they really do at the forefront have the customer in mind. So that is what sets us apart from our competitors. I mean, we sell all the same stuff. We can sell it at a very aggressive price. We can be in the same, you know, ballpark as anybody else, and even be less than anyone else as far as price. But we strive for customer service. You know, if anything comes up as an issue, you stop what we're doing, we go take care of it. Just the other day, we had delivered some synthetic turf for a contractor on a job site, and one of the rolls had a slight defect in it.
Mm-hmm.
I drove out there right away, looked at what the problem is, called our vendor who we get our turf from,
Mm-hmm.
showed him pictures. The vendor's giving him 50% off his next order.
Nice.
Things like that.
That's beautiful. That's perfect, right? Yeah. I mean, and then you even told me another story where you had a contractor come in and they bought some pavers or something, and tell me that story really quick.
Yeah, so with my background being in very large in pavers, Ewing is just now kind of getting into the hardscape game, and so now that they've brought me on board, they're really diving in. So we've brought on 2 lines of pavers that we keep in stock, and so one of the first contractors to purchase pavers don't really have a lot of experience in pavers. So what I enjoy doing, like I said earlier, I love teaching. So I offered to go with their crew and show them how to install pavers from start to finish. So I went out there. I was with them for 2 days, 2 or 3 hours one day, and then about 4 or 5 hours the next. And we got the base down, the sand down, compaction, showed them how to level everything off, installed pavers, cut borders in, and I was with them from start to finish. So,
it's like full service, man. I love it.
That's, I mean, if you shop with Ewing, and specifically within pavers or lighting or even just irrigation, we will come out and we'll help you on your job site if you're having issues, or if you want to learn more about a particular service. A lot of landscapers are looking at to what they can bring on as a service that they can offer that other people aren't, and Bakersfield is just now getting very heavily into the hardscape game with pavers, with flagstone, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, and things like that. That's really starting to pick up here. So if that's something that you are interested in, and you want to learn more about it, I have no problem at all teaching you, the landscape contractor, teaching them how to install that, and even working with them on their first 2, 3, 4 jobs till they get it down.
Get it
pat.
right.
Yeah.
So that's really your, is that your ideal customer? Is like a local landscape contractor, someone who's building and installing all these things, like going out, redoing someone's backyard. Is that correct?
Yes. Ewing primarily caters to landscape contractors. So anyone who is a lawn care company that's just, has a route that they do. We sell fertilizer to them. We control products. We carry steel power equipment, so that all their string trimmers, their blowers, all that we can sell to them. And then also the landscape contractor who is installing irrigation systems or sod or pavers or retaining walls, any of that stuff. So pretty much anything that goes into someone's yard, we sell.
Nice. I love it. So this question I usually ask people, it may or may not work, right? So I usually ask, what advice would you give to your clients? Another way to ask it would be like, maybe what are some of the common pitfalls you see people making? So like if someone's listening to this and maybe it's just a homeowner or like a contractor or gardener, like maybe what are some tips you could give them or common mistakes that you see them making? Is there anything you could share, like just kind of free, helpful advice? Is there anything out there?
Well, I'll speak from experience being, owning a landscape company. Really, I see myself included when I was doing it for myself, but a lot of landscape contractors they have poor planning. They kind of fly by the seat of their pants. Like a lot of the landscape contractors will come into the store and be like, I need this now.
Mm-hmm.
When they knew they needed it 2 months ago when they bid the job, right?
Right.
So Ewing has a full department that quotes jobs off of, if someone brings us a blueprint, we can quote the entire job and we can tell them you need X amount of feet of 1-inch schedule 40 pipe.
Mm-hmm.
You need this many elbows, this many, we quote that and design that off of a blueprint, and we give it to them in a pretty, itemized quote so they can see everything they need. And so it's taken care of for them, and we've ordered it, it's there, rather than poor planning and they get the job and the job starts and they're, oh, well, I need this, and this. And, well, we don't have that in stock right now.
Mm-hmm.
Had you done a couple of things,
Right.
we could be ready for this job. So really taking advantage of Ewing's, what we call commercial services department, where it designs the irrigation system off of a blueprint, tells the customer exactly what they need. That way we can go ahead and order it. We can have it in stock. It can be allocated to that job. So in our system, if any Joe Schmo walks in and wants to buy 1-inch PVC pipe, it's not in our system because it's already been allocated to that job. So we can't even sell that to someone else. And then two, the second thing is to really take advantage and utilize EwingOutdoorSupply.com.
Okay.
Landscape contractors can sign up, get a username, password. They can, because when I was doing my own thing, I was writing quotes at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning because I worked all day and had to be a dad when I got home, and then
I get that,
and all that. But when you need a price on something and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, Ewing's not open.
right?
But
I mean, you're mean to tell me you wouldn't take that phone call? Probably not.
Probably not.
I wouldn't either, man. No judgment.
But EwingOutdoorSupply.com is always open, and when they create an account, their unique pricing with their price grid is on, is available to them with their account, so they can see what it will cost them versus what it would cost some other person walking in, because Ewing caters to the landscape contractor, and their pricing is on a grid system. So I mean, if a landscape contractor who only spends $100,000 a year with us, they're going to get one price on an item, versus the landscape contractor who spends $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a year, they're going to have a different pricing. So they create a username, password, and their pricing is on that website, so they can see what it will actually cost them.
Wow.
Then they can actually, build a item list, create a favorites list of items that they use constantly. And they really can get creative with it and create, a irrigation list, a paver list, a
Nice.
whatever, so they can go in if they have a lot of similar jobs. They just open that list and they can build a material list off of that, and then they can order it and it'll be at the store waiting on them. So it's really a good way for the landscape contractor to save time and money.
And then your challenge is to teach all these knuckle dragger landscape contractors how to create a username and login, huh?
We'll do it for them. A lot of the guys come in and say, I don't know how to do this.
Right.
And we say, all right, come here. And we'll say, okay, what's your email? Here, type in a password, and then security questions. Okay, here,
Right.
answer these questions. And we set it up for them, and we send them a text with their username and passwords, or it sends them an email with it so they don't forget it. And because a lot of guys will come in and be like, I can't get logged in. It's like, okay, here you go. Yeah.
I love it. No, that's awesome. That's fantastic. I mean, that's very cool. That's awesome. I didn't realize it was so specialized, but it is. Tell me what's the best part about your job working for Ewing?
I'm loving the culture of Ewing. It's family owned. They really take care of their employees.
Good.
2 or 3 weekends ago, they did a managers camping weekend where we just all went out and camped, and the guys, the managers took care of all the meals. So you really just had to show up and just enjoy the weekend. So stuff like that, I'm really enjoying. And then I just love being out in the field, meeting contractors, helping them with what they do, and take from what I learned in my past 26 years, and if I can teach someone something new, help them improve their skill, that's what I really like.
I mean, your position technically as an account manager is probably classified like a sales or something, but really your role is more like an advisory role. Like you're out there and you're teaching people. That would be perfect. That's the perfect.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm outside sales.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a sales rep.
Yeah.
But for me, it's building relationships and proving my value to customer. If when I first got here, all the landscapers in town were like, "Who is this guy?" And even a couple of them asked the manager, "Who is this guy? Is he for real?" Like, and he was like, "Just give him a shot." He knows what he's doing. And they're like, "Yeah, this kid's from Georgia. He
don't belong here.
He don't belong here." So I taught the artificial turf class, and about 50 people showed up for that thing, and I taught it all in Spanish because I can speak Spanish, being doing landscaping for 26 years. I would say I'm probably 50 or 60% bilingual with my Spanish, but good enough to impress people who look at me, because you wouldn't think that I would start talking Spanish if you saw me. And I taught the whole thing in Spanish, and people and actually installed the artificial turf. So it's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Here's the proof.
Yeah.
And so the guys were just like, okay.
That really changed some minds.
Okay.
That's good.
And so then the paver class, everyone was like, again, they were like, okay, this guy really knows
Good deal.
what he's doing. So they're starting to come around and see like the value in what I can bring to help their business. So that's good.
That's perfect. Well, look, let's switch gears. You said something that I love, which is you said, hey, I'm trying to build relationships. And so in Bakersfield Business Partners, that's kind of what we're trying to do. I mean, the ultimate goal is to get referrals from other members in the group, but we do that through relationship building and education and all these different things. So let's switch gears. Tell me, just tell me really quickly. I know you're a new member to our group, to BNI, to our group, right? So tell me how that's going and kind of what it means to you so far.
It's going great. Everyone in the group is awesome. I'm already seeing results from it. When I was in Georgia, I was a part of a BNI group for 2 or 3 years, so I'm familiar with it. And when I first got here, I was like, I'm new to Bakersfield. I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
I need to get in BNI because I'm immediately going to start building relationships with 30-something people and find out who is who and, who do I need to talk to for this or for that. And so, I immediately looked for BNI chapter when I got here. And one of our landscape contractors, Javier, with Lasaka Landscape Company, is in the Bakersfield Business Partners, and he said, "Come give our group a try." So I did, joined. It's going great, love it.
Did you try any other groups?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. Javier said this one's the best. It's not worth checking out any other ones. So
he was right, 100% true.
I trusted him, and it's worked out.
Well, good. And I assume it's helping you meet your goals, hopefully, in some small way at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, like you said, for me, it's all about building relationships. At the end of the day, I got to sell stuff, but people aren't going to buy things from people they don't know and don't trust and don't like.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to build those relationships in order for someone to buy stuff from you. So
sure,
that's how I look at it anyways.
Well, look, awesome. You said it perfectly. I couldn't say it any better. I would just say that I really do believe we have the best group in town. The strength of our group is our membership, and I believe it's because we all kind of have this similar mentality about building relationships, serving others. Like we kind of understand, hey, we're going to put in the time, we're going to do right by people, and then the referrals eventually will come back. And our group's been around for 15 years or something. We've had members in the group that long, and every year we refer $1.5 million of business to each other within the group. I think last year we did like $2 million. So it's a very productive group. We're about 30 people, and we meet every Tuesday morning. And every meeting, you get to stand up and give a 60-second commercial about your business or about what you do. And it's kind of similar to what we just talked about, what makes you different and what's unique about you and what you bring to the table, how you help customers, what's a good customer for you. So every week you're getting educated on, oh, okay, I know Andrew, and he's looking for landscape contractors. He's really good he can speak Spanish. He can install pavers. He can do all these things. So then when I'm meeting with my clients, on the insurance side, if someone says something to me that triggers, oh, I need help with my landscape, it's really easy for me to say, hey, go talk to this guy. Here's his card. Give him a call. Maybe he can give you the material that you need and maybe some instruction on what you need to complete your project. So anyhow, look, thanks for joining us today. I'm glad you found our group. Anything else you want to say before we kind of wrap it up?
I just want to thank Bakersfield Business Partners for bringing me into the group and just welcoming me. And thank you for inviting me for this podcast. This has been fun.
Good.
So.
We should also thank Alan Urquhart, who's in the back, who gets up every morning at 4 a.m. and prepares the studio for us. Alan, you're the man. But anyhow, Andrew, thanks for joining us. And until next week, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. So take care. Have a good week.
Thank you.